What if I told you that the reason your manifestations aren't showing up has nothing to do with how hard you visualize, how many affirmations you repeat, or how perfectly you script your desires? What if the true secret wasn't about doing more, but about becoming more? You see, the universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. And once you understand this, once you shift from wanting to being, everything changes. Stay with me, because in this video, I'm going to reveal the simple yet life-altering truth about manifestation, a truth that most people never realize. By the end, you'll understand why reality always responds to frequency, not force, and how you can finally align with the life you've been waiting for. The illusion of chasing. Let's start with something you already know deep inside. The harder you chase something, the further it seems to run away. Think about it. When you desperately want love, it feels like nobody notices you. When you obsess over money, bills suddenly pile up. When you cling to success, it feels like you're stuck in place. Why does this happen? Because chasing comes from lack. It comes from a frequency of not having. And the universe, the quantum field, doesn't respond to your words, your thoughts, or even your actions as much as it responds to your state of being. When you chase, you are broadcasting the signal of, "I don't have it yet." In reality, mirrors that back to you. This is why manifestation often feels frustrating. You're doing all the techniques, but deep down, you're still embodying lack. The quantum truth. Now let's go deeper. Quantum physics teaches us something profound. Every possibility already exists. Every timeline, every version of your life is already real in the quantum field. Think of reality like a vast ocean of infinite waves. Waves of possibility. Which wave collapses into reality? The one that matches your frequency. This is what scientists call the collapse of the wave function. What spiritual teachers call manifestation is simply the alignment of your energy with a possibility that already exists. But here's the key. You cannot collapse a possibility that you are not a match for. This is why affirmations sometimes don't work. If you say, "I am abundant," but deep down you feel broke, your frequency is still lack. The quantum field doesn't respond to the words. It responds to the signal. The signal is your identity, who you are being. And this is the simple truth that changes everything. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Identity creates reality. Let's make this real. Imagine two people. Both want to be wealthy. Person A affirms every day, "I am rich." But deep inside, they still feel like a struggler. Person B shifts their identity. They start asking, "What would a wealthy version of me do? How would they think? How would they carry themselves?" Without forcing, Person B naturally begins making decisions from that identity. Investing in themselves, trusting opportunities, letting go of scarcity. What happens? Reality rearranges to match their new identity. Because reality doesn't respond to want, it responds to being. This is why you can't trick the universe. If you're saying the right words but embodying the wrong state, nothing shifts. But the moment you become, the moment you embody the vibration of the version of you that already has it, things start moving effortlessly. Synchronicities appear. Doors open. What used to feel impossible suddenly feels natural. The silent frequency of miracles. Now here's something most people overlook. The most powerful frequency is silent. It isn't loud. It isn't desperate. It isn't chasing. Think about confidence. True confidence doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for attention. It simply is. The same is true with manifestation. When you become the version of you who already has the life you desire, you don't need to force it. You don't need to prove it. You radiate it silently. And that silent frequency creates miracles. This is why effortless manifestations feel almost like magic. It's not that the universe suddenly changed. It's that you finally stopped pushing against it. You aligned, and alignment is silent. The final gateway, becoming so. How do you actually shift from wanting to becoming? The answer is simpler than you think. Step 1, awareness. Notice where you're operating from lack. Every time you catch yourself chasing, recognize it. Say, that's the frequency of not having. Awareness alone begins to break the cycle. Step 2, identity shift. Ask yourself, if I already had this, who would I be? How would I think, feel, and act? Start showing up as that version, even in small ways. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. What are you ready to stop chasing and finally become? And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. The hook on why manifestation feels hard open. With the paradox, why does the harder you try to manifest, the further it slips away? Emotional story, chasing love, money, success, always leads to frustration. Transition into, what if it's not about doing more, but becoming more? Part 2, the hidden law, you don't get what you want. Bold statement, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Use analogy, radio stations. You can't tune into abundance if you're broadcasting scarcity. Emotional trigger. How many times have you begged the universe only to be met with silence? Part 3, quantum physics made simple. Explain the quantum field. Infinite possibilities. Every outcome already exists. Collapse of the wave function equals manifestation. Reality chooses based on frequency, not words. Short pause. So the real question is, what frequency are you living in? Part 4, neuroscience of identity brain wiring. Neurons fire based on identity, not wishes. The subconscious controls 95% of daily behavior. Identity always wins. Story, a lottery winner goes broke because they never became wealthy inside. Part 5, why chasing blocks flow. Desire versus desperation. One expands energy, the other contracts. Emotional metaphor, trying to hold water tightly, it slips away. Audience retention, the more you grip, the more it escapes. Part 6, the silent frequency of power contrast, loud forcing versus silent embodiment. Example, true confidence doesn't need to prove itself. Emotional hook, have you ever noticed that the people who already have it are the ones who barely try? Part 7, the identity shift, becoming your future self. Ask, if you already had it, who would you be? Walk through exercise. Step into the shoes of your future self. Emotional moment. Feel their calm, their certainty. That's alignment. Part 8, practical steps to shift frequency. 4 steps, awareness, identity, embodiment, surrender. Examples for love, money, health. Stop waiting for the proof. Become the proof. Part 9, the final gateway, letting go. Paradox, the moment you no longer need it, it arrives. Surrender equals trust in the unseen quantum field. Example, relationships show up when you stop seeking. The great manifestation paradox, open with a dramatic paradox. The harder you try to manifest, the further it slips away. Emotional storytelling. Money, love, success always seem to avoid those who chase hardest. What if the real secret was never about chasing, but about becoming? Set up curiosity for the rest of the video. Part 2, the law nobody talks about core principle. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are build tension. This is why so many techniques fail, because they start from lack. Analogy, tuning a radio, you can't hear a frequency you're not tuned into. Part 3, the science of the quantum field. Explain wave-particle duality in simple terms. Every possible version of your life already exists in the quantum field. Story, the double-slit experiment as proof of infinite possibility. Emotional pause, which version collapses into reality? The one that matches you. Part 4, why desire repels. Desire versus desperation, one magnetizes, the other pushes away. Metaphor, clenching water in your hands, tighter you hold, the faster it escapes. Relatable example, love appears when you stop seeking. Part 5, identity is the hidden magnet neuroscience. Subconscious identity runs 95% of your actions. Lottery winners going broke proves identity always wins. Question to audience. What is your true identity broadcasting right now? Part 6. The energy of chasing versus the energy of having contrast between begging the universe and embodying certainty. Story of two people. One says affirmations in lack, the other embodies wealth silently. Hook. The second one always wins without even trying. Part 7. Silent power. The frequency that creates miracles. True power doesn't shout, it radiates. Example. Authentic confidence versus fake confidence. Emotional anchor. You don't need to prove you're abundant. You need to be abundant. Part 8. Becoming versus begging. Guided exercise. Step into shoes of your future self. Imagine their morning, their emotions, their calm certainty. The moment you feel it as real now, reality bends to match. Part 9. The 4 shifts of alignment awareness. See where you operate from lack. Identity. Ask, who would I be if I already had it? Embodiment. Live small actions of your future self. Surrender. Release the when and how. Deep dive into each step with practical and emotional examples. Part 10. Real-world quantum manifestation story. 1. Love shows up when someone finally loves themselves. Story 2. Money flows when a person stops fearing bills and starts embodying wealth. Story 3. Health transformation from identifying as vibrant versus sick. The gateway of letting go. Why surrender is the hardest part. Paradox, when you stop needing it, it arrives. Emotional hook. Letting go isn't giving up, it's declaring trust. The final transformation. Guided visualization. Step into the quantum version of yourself right now. Build emotion. Feel the freedom. Feel the love. Feel the abundance. Closing truth. You don't need to chase. You don't need to beg. You only need to become. Because the universe cannot resist a being, it can only mirror it. Call to action. Invite comments, subscriptions, and deeper reflection. The paradox of manifestation. Why the harder we chase, the further desires seem to run. Sets the stage for the big truth. The trap of techniques. Why affirmations, vision boards, and scripting often fail. Because they come from lack. The hidden law of reality. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Big emotional reveal. The science behind the mystery. Simple quantum physics explanation. Infinite possibilities exist right now. The collapse of possibilities, wave-particle duality, and why reality only shows the version you align with. The neuroscience of identity. Subconscious programming and why your self-concept overrides willpower. The lottery winner effect. Why people lose wealth when they never become wealthy inside. The energy of chasing. Chasing equals signaling lack. Desperation collapses possibilities into not having. The energy of having silent alignment. The vibration of certainty that naturally attracts. The frequency of silent power. Why true confidence and abundance don't need to announce themselves. The shift from wanting to being guided exercise. Embody your future self now. Emotional resonance and attraction. Why feelings, not thoughts, shape reality. Heart-based magnetism explained. The 4 quantum shifts awareness, identity, embodiment, surrender. Deep exploration of each step. The power of embodiment. Daily micro-actions that signal, I am already that. The surrender paradox, why letting go unlocks flow. Detachment is trust, not giving up. Real-life manifestation stories. Relatable stories of love, money, health showing up once people became, instead of chased, collapsing time in the quantum field. How alignment shortens the distance between desire and manifestation. The gateway of gratitude. How gratitude anchors you into the frequency of already having. Living as the future self, practical daily mindset, behaviors, and emotional states to hold alignment. The final truth that changes everything. Emotional close. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are, become, and reality will follow. The great manifestation paradox, why desire seems to push things away instead of bringing them closer. The trap of endless techniques, why so many people do affirmations, scripting, vision boards, but nothing changes. The law nobody teaches you. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. The universe responds to frequency, not force. Reality doesn't listen to words. It listens to vibration. Tuning into the right station radio analogy, you can't hear abundance if tuned to scarcity. The quantum field of infinite possibilities. How every version of your life already exists, waiting for alignment. The collapse of the wave function, quantum physics explains simply how observation creates reality. The neuroscience of identity subconscious programs run 95% of your life. Identity is destiny. Why lottery winners go broke. They never became wealthy inside, so reality snapped back. Part 10, the energy of chasing. Chasing comes from lack. Lack collapses reality into not having. The energy of having, the silent power of certainty. Reality matches being, not begging. Silent frequency, loud results. Why true power doesn't shout, it radiates. The mirror effect of reality. Life is not happening to you, it's reflecting from you. Take a deep breath, and for just a moment, let the noise of the outside world fall away. Because right here, in this moment, you are standing at the threshold of something extraordinary. Maybe you've spent years chasing, running after dreams, desires, goals, always feeling like they were just out of reach. And maybe you felt the frustration, the ache of waiting for life to finally give you permission to step into the version of yourself you've always imagined. But here's the truth. Life isn't waiting to give you permission. It's waiting for you to become. Right now within you exists infinite versions of yourself. The one who struggles, the one who waits, the one who dreams, and also the one who is free, abundant, fulfilled, deeply loved, and completely at peace. That version of you is not far away. It is not hidden. It is not something you have to chase down. It is already here, in the quantum field, in the fabric of possibility, waiting for one thing, for you to choose it. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when things finally get better. Now. Because when you choose to become, reality has no choice but to bend around that choice. So ask yourself, who am I ready to become? Not what do I want, not what do I beg for, but who am I willing to be? If it's love, then be love now. Radiate it in every interaction, in every moment of kindness, in every quiet smile you offer the world. If it's abundance, then be abundance now. Walk with the posture of someone who already knows life provides. If it's freedom, then be free now. In your thoughts, in your choices, in the way you trust the unfolding of your path. Because reality is not waiting to hand you a gift wrapped in conditions. Reality is waiting to mirror you. You don't have to push. You don't have to force. You don't have to beg. You simply become. And when you do, miracles stop being miracles. They become natural. Opportunities appear where there were none. People show up who carry the missing pieces. Doors open that logic said were locked. Synchronicities align so perfectly that you wonder if you were the one chasing your dream, or if your dream was always chasing you. This is the final truth. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. So step boldly into the frequency of your future self. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because the quantum field is listening, not to your words, but to your state of being. And when you shift that, reality shifts with it. So take another deep breath, and as you exhale, release the old story, the one that says you have to wait, that you have to try harder, that you're not ready yet. That story is done. You are ready, you are powerful, and you are already aligned with the life you desire. All that's left is to become. And as you do, watch how the universe cannot help but rise to meet you. Because life does not give you what you want. Life mirrors what you are. So be the love, be the abundance, Be the freedom, be the light, and reality will follow, always.